morning, Crestview. I am 7th grade student Rhett Peffley.
And I'm Darlene White.
We're here to share with you some very important information.
We know as students that life is complicated and sometimes can have situations arise where it would be nice to see a school counselor to help us talk through the problems we face.
Our goal today is to help you when those situations arise. We're going to share the best way to put in a Canvas request to see a guidance counselor here at Crestview.
To help us with this, we are going to speak to both Crestview guidance counselors, Ms. McDonald and Ms. Peters.
Good morning, Ms. Peters.
Good morning, Rhett.
How do you put a Canvas request in to see a counselor?
Okay, so what you're going to do is go to your dashboard on Canvas. You will see a Crestview Middle School guidance course. It looks like paper people holding hands. You'll click on that course, and then it'll lead you to the home page. What you're going to do there is right there, there's a blue button that says Student Request to See a Counselor. Click that button, and then you are going to fill out every portion of this request. So it will not let you submit it unless you fill out every part. So you're going to put your name, what grade you are in, the reason for your request. It's important to be accurate when you're putting in the reason for your request. So a scheduling issue would be like if you're having issues with your schedule, you're wanting a new class, you have questions about your class, things like that. A personal issue would be maybe you're having family issues at home, just personal issues. Report bullying and peer conflict would be if you're having issues with some friends, and then if there's any other reason, you can mark other. And then down here under additional comments or concerns, this is where you might write if it's an absolute emergency, or you might also just put there what you want to see Mrs. McDonald and myself about, a little bit about your problem, and then you click the submit button and it comes in an email to Mrs. McDonald and myself right away. Please note that we are not available on breaks or weekends, so this form, if you send this, we will not receive it until we are back in school. So in those cases, I would just encourage you to find a trusted adult.
Now I'm here with Mrs. McDonald. Mrs. McDonald, when is it appropriate to put a Canvas request in to see a guidance counselor?
Okay, it's very, very important that you know when to put a Canvas request in. If it's something that's happening in your classroom, like say for instance somebody took your pencil, or they're kicking the back of your chair, or they called you a name, if it's something that's happening in the classroom or maybe even in the cafeteria, like someone dumped your milk or something like that, or if it's happening in the gym in the morning, like for instance someone called you a name, make sure that you are going to the closest adult, your teacher, the adults that are in the cafeteria or the gym, to report that right away, because that's something that they can take care of within the room that you're in and at the time that it's happening. If for Canvas requests, it should be something like you're dealing with something at home, or you're worried about a friend, or someone's hurting you, or someone's hurting someone else. So those are the things that are a little bit more serious that you should put a Canvas request in. And then again, as Mrs. Peters said, just make sure that you are going through the questions appropriately, and you can mark whether or not if it's an emergency or not, or what the issue is. And then it's just really important too that you don't just come to the guidance door and not to be let in. You do need to fill out a Canvas request. That way that we can keep track of everything and we don't miss anyone. So
Thank you for that helpful information, Mrs. McDonald.
you're welcome.
Now for our next question. Mrs. Peters, how many Canvas requests should I put in?
You just need to put in one Canvas request per issue. So we will get to it as soon as we are able. Putting in more than one request will not help us see you any faster, unfortunately. In the comments, as I showed you earlier on the Canvas form, you can mark if it is an absolute emergency. In those cases, we will see you right away. If there are multiple friends involved in this situation, then you can still just put in one request between all of your friends, and we will see you if we see that as necessary. One of the counselors will call you down from your request as soon as we are able to do that. Please be patient with us, as it may take a few days. Like I said, if it is an emergency, we will see you right away. Otherwise, just be patient and we will get to you. We will not forget about your request. So don't worry about that. You do not need to put more than one request in. Please note that when Mrs. McDonald or I call you down, we will announce to come to guidance, or we'll call your teacher and have you come to guidance. What that means is that you'll come to the back guidance door, and we will be there waiting for you and let you in the door, or you can knock and we'll let you in. You do not need to go through the front office when Mrs. McDonald and I call you down. Thank you.
Thanks, Mrs. Peters, for the helpful information. Now I just have one last question. Who will see my request?
So after you submit a request, it comes in an email right away to Mrs. McDonald and myself. So no one else will see it but Mrs. McDonald and myself. So it remains completely confidential. So don't worry about that. And just please note that you should also be checking your Outlook. I know a lot of students just check Canvas, so it's just really important to be checking Outlook because sometimes we will reply to you and your request through Outlook.
Thank you for that really helpful information, Mrs. Peters. Special thanks to the Crestview guidance counselors, Ms. McDonald and Mrs. Peters, for sharing how to put in a Canvas request to see a counselor.
We hope when those difficult situations arise, you can put in a request to get the help you need. Have a great day, Cougars.